Hello everyone. By now most of us realize how bad things are looking for us European folk. Many people have no hope for the future. We are demotivated, frustrated, and uncertain about many things, including whether or not to even start a family under such duress. In this video, some ideas will be shared regarding a means of ensuring a future for our people. Since practically all institutions, from the private to the public sector, are controlled by a corrupt system of bureaucrats, politicians, and stooges who do not have our best interests at heart, we need to bypass the system. It was designed to benefit the upper echelons of society, so it is a waste of time to try and fight against it. Our appointed leaders no longer serve us, and probably never did. They are escalating their plans to destroy us, all the while profiting from our misery, as they control the resources and the financial means to acquire them. We are currently at the mercy of the international banking system. Ideally, we should create an alternative system within the current system, an infrastructure complete with its own economy. It's time to build our own bastions within the available system. We have no control over what they do to us, but we still have our choices. Population replacement in Western civilization, such as the influx of Islamic and African quote-unquote refugees into Europe and Hispanics in the New World, is part of the plan for global population control and planetary domination. By destabilizing our countries, they divide and weaken us. We have become so confused and demoralized that many lose hope and believe we won't be able to survive the coming crises in Europe and the West. Mixing people with conflicting cultures and religions and lifestyle in our European lands is precisely what causes civil unrest and, eventually, civil war. It's completely normal peace, freedom, and prosperity for our people without affecting the freedoms of other nations. We want our countries to be independent and free again, especially from the international banking system, but that is not within our control, so, for now, we have no choice but to work within the system. To be clear, Europeans have no obligation to provide care for other nations, but due to our inherent altruism, we rather unfortunately do. We send trained personnel and billions of dollars to countries in foreign aid, all the while being undermined and invaded by the very countries we support, yet we are told that wanting to provide proper care and security for our own people so that they have a future is racist. As if we deserve to be destroyed. This trend of white guilt has impacted our security and sense of individual psychological and collective social well-being for long enough. We have lost our moral compass. Our spiritual fortresses are corrupted with leftist infiltrators who wish to see us destroyed under the weight of moral decay they foist upon us. These same people lobby our so-called political representatives, so that it is not the interest of the citizens or the nation that they serve. The left-right paradigm, in and of itself, is a lie, a bit of an obfuscation of an ugly truth. That being that we can never and will never win the fight against these giants using the same methods we have been led to believe are at our disposal to protect our freedom. If we work together, and start supporting each other, instead of wasting time arguing with useful idiots to the globalist agenda, we can actually accomplish more than many of us think is possible. It is time to take our destiny into our own hands. There are 5 objectives to consider. Number 1. To inform people who are already concerned over our current situation in the Western world that solutions do indeed exist, and to unite them over the realization that we need to start planning now. There has been enough infighting amongst ourselves, and it's something that must stop. At this stage, there are many different groups with their own political movements, and they are good. Most of them want to see a return to traditional values and to stop fighting each other. They want to be heard and recognized, but often are not strong or large enough to make much of a difference. Yet, Our goal should be to consolidate all of these factions under one umbrella and share a united platform accessible from anywhere in the world. That way, we could share ideas and information almost instantaneously and start working on projects and alternatives that benefit us without involving or impacting the system that is currently in place. The fastest way to spread the word is by involving as many people online as possible. Content creators with large audience can play an important and effective part in disseminating this, as well as future information. People have been frustrated for a long time, unsure of what will happen next. We need guidance in order to consolidate what should be done and how it should be accomplished. Nobody is coming to save us. We must either save ourselves or perish. Number 2. To start organizing online communities so we have a power structure and a means of coordinating with each other. If we build up our own power structure from which we could organize and administer various tasks and projects, it would give people hope, as well as a means to take effective action to see our goals realized. For now, we need to start forming large, organized, like-minded communities online. Special care should be taken to root out dissidents and subversives who we will, no doubt, attract as we bolster our numbers. A secure, encrypted communication system must be set up and, as events unfold, key people can be put into place to facilitate operations and field questions. Once we unite a core of people who believe in our ideals of security and freedom for Western civilization, and who want to make a difference, and once content creators have informed their audiences of our united and structured network, we can begin to gather people who possess great enough agency and talent to begin arranging discussion and debate. Since disagreements are common, exact political ideologies are not as important as determining how and where potential issues may prevent or impede our operations. Number 3. To construct our own alternative internet. If we create a centralized infrastructure with independent platforms where we can exchange information and news, we could bypass online restrictions and censorship and general third-party scrutiny. We need to secure our means of communication. Every day, more and more people are being removed from social media platforms. The restrictions placed on people sharing verifiable facts regarding current socially engineered policies will eventually evolve into total internet censorship, especially in places like Europe. We need to create independent platforms so we can share information now before they silence us completely. We should start forming and joining organized communities as well as reach out to like-minded people to determine viable solutions to our collective struggle. What we need is a political strategy, heretofore called Polstrat, as well as an economic protocol, heretofore dubbed TradeStrat. A Polstrat control panel which monitors political situations in countries would be set up to keep everyone informed and to serve as an aid to organizing people on national and local levels in varying regions. It would eliminate feelings of alienation and isolation. Following that, a suitable plan for a stable economy, without which we will not be able to win politically. Creating a central and independent online platform will assist in securing these TradeStrat fundamentals. As a collective, we would be interacting and shaping ideas envisioned as a united front. We should be creating products made by our own companies and supporting our own people to improve our collective growth. Since support for our nations is virtually non-existent, we could now use the TradeStrat structure to financially support our own Polstrat cause, produce our own goods, and contribute ideas and products that will be mutually beneficial. The Polstrat platform would also be used to locate people interested in working on our projects. In order to initiate Polstrat, our people would need a pilot business that generates income for these professionals, but without requiring mass investment from outside donors. We could integrate a VPN system if necessary, utilizing our own network of encrypted databases on servers all around the world, similar to the Tor project. An example of this is a crowd-funded gaming company. Such a venture has been done before with great success. Polstrat could develop games which would be a way to reach younger people and spread our message. Unofficially, it would be a center for development where advanced projects could be started and managed. Beyond the game itself, it would be suited to create a network of programmers, designers, and content creators from all over the world. Establishing a corporation would also serve as a legal organ capable of realizing plans on a global scale. It could be a totally public project, but secure from outside manipulation. Access to information and projects could be accessible through our main website, which could use an emulator. Obviously, this won't happen all at once, and will take time to build, but as more skilled people join our plight and our numbers grow, various ideas, resources, and options would be presented which could be realized as the financial budget increases. It might be a good idea to set up shop in a place like Poland or other Eastern Bloc nations, since skilled programmers are readily available in such locations, and labor costs and cost of living is cheap. Poland also has low cost for server rental, internet services and maintenance, etc. Number 4. We are safer in groups. We must continue to spread awareness and inform people with similar values in our local communities that we are working on a solution, so that we can have local supportive networks, online as well as in the real world. We need to grow our numbers and wake up the ignorant masses so that we can organize online as well as get together with people at various locations in towns and cities. Funding an alternative to mainstream media would serve our community and help reach more disaffected people. We have been asking and hoping for a new media platform independent of all of the restrictions placed upon us. I'm sure most of you agree the censorship and deplatforming is untenable. It's something to be discussed so we can attempt to liberate ourselves and enjoy freedom of speech once again. Organizing people on the Polstrat platform, investing in such projects, developing technology, and our own industry should increase profits for TradeStrat. Eventually, through having our own alternative media in the form of radio, internet, and public broadcasting, our propaganda will reach our target audience, free from leftist indoctrination. This idea might sound far-fetched, and it won't be easy. It will take time and a lot of effort, but it can be done. Initially, we can get people interested by spreading the word through YouTube channels and starting discussions between intelligent people who have insight and experience in various fields, so we can reach a consensus about opinions and the best ways forward. What is the alternative? Every day more and more people are silenced and deplatformed. The chance should be taken now, while we still have time. Eventually, we should organize those concerned about the future in local communities. Some groups already exist to spread awareness about impending difficulties that Western civilization is already facing. Many of them are political groups trying to fight the current system. Protesting rarely makes much of a difference and, frankly, has hurt us, though we have learned from such experience. It's a good idea to concentrate on uplifting ourselves and supporting each other, and educating ourselves so that we are prepared for all of the obstacles we are going to have to face and overcome in the near future. Number 5. To secure our survival in this current world system, or after it collapses, so we can regain power in our Western nations. Everything mentioned is legally achievable. If certain aspects of a project are illegal in one country, then it can be done in another. TradeStrat would be a twin project to Polstrat. The proposed intention is to provide an alternative international trade market which would promote its own new cryptocurrency. This would be a means of becoming independent from the world banking system. People in these groups should get together and debate on how best to create the currency. Once we set up our own infrastructure, we must develop and invest in ways to ensure self-sufficiency. With our own cryptocurrency, we will be better protected against the devastation of the coming economic collapse. This collapse is totally out of our control. TradeStrat, however, is within our control. Anything is possible when our people, the people who built civilization and invented almost all of modern technology, work together for the common good of our folk. By working smartly, now, before the inevitable happens, we can make sure that food, water, electricity, fuel, and vehicles, medical supplies, and other necessities are available for all of us. There already are a lot of preppers, survivalists, and organizations preparing for the coming struggle. Some people have only enough to sustain themselves for a short while. Others have enough supplies for hundreds. But the vast majority of people have not prepared at all. They may last a week if they're lucky. If this idea seemed unrealistic so far, just imagine doing what these people have done, but on a worldwide scale. The objective is to secure our race, to preserve as many people as possible, so that we have safety in numbers. One white person surviving a few weeks once things turn sour won't last very long once the hungry, angry masses become aware of them. If we can create farms and safety zones with protective structures and technology which would alert us when outsiders attempt to breach our boundaries, we would stand a much better chance of survival. We are going to need access to food. That is why we should start developing ways to produce healthy, nutritious, natural foods instead of wasting money on toxic fast food and expensive processed poisons. Instead of paying companies who only care about making profits, we should be supporting each other and investing in our own people. If this video resonated with you on some level, and if you have any ideas and would like to play a part in securing the future of our race, leave a comment and feel free to share this video.